Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today I'm going to be responding to Curtis King's newest video because he brought up a good point in that AI is assisting the independent, assisting the creative. Recently on Twitter, I was responding to this person who put up a tweet about how Spotify's new 30% discovery feature is predatory. And I was like, this is not predatory. People opt in for this because they just want views and they don't understand how to build a business. This is what me and Curtis King have been trying to do, is teach you guys how to be independent entrepreneurs to build a business. So today we're going to respond to his video on AI. I think he's a really good point, and we're going to go point by point to kind of break it down into, things I want to add to it, because this is a good video from his live stream. So this is Curtis King, for those who don't know. This video is called How AI is Making Indie Music Dreams Come True. I'm going to leave the link below.
Very special time. I cannot believe I have a series, a show, a live stream where I'm doing the things that I used to do back in 2003 by myself, and I used to get criticized about it. I used to get ragged on about it. You make your own beats, your own songs, you engineer your own stuff, you do your own videos, you do your own editing. Wow, that's embarrassing. Nobody must want to work with you. That was a general perspective from society, that people who did it themselves were jacks of all trades and masters of none. And
so I'm glad he brought this up, not to like pinpoint every single thing about the video, but the common phrase is jack of all trades is a master of none. But people don't know the ending of that phrase is a jack of all trades is a master of none, but better than one. Okay. And so a lot of people don't know the second end of that phrase, and they kind of give you a half-baked thing, which means in this new AI world, whenever you focus on what you love, that's what's going to save you. You have to skill up. I'll make a different video because I don't have enough time here, but think of it like this. If you're working a job, shout out to Beat Smith Audio. I just met him at the gym. Shout out to him. He gave me some good energy today. But if you guys have a job, you're trading time for money. And what you need to do is multiply the value of your time by gaining skills, like what Curtis King is teaching you, what BusyWorks Beats teaches you. Gain skills so that the time you exchange is more valuable. Now you took your dollar per hour thing and you made it a $4 an hour thing. You're multiplying your time value. Once you have your time value at $4, now you take your money and you make that work for you. What you do is you buy assets, things that go up in value. And this could be arranged from real estate to gold coins to starting a YouTube channel to anything that goes up in value. So you take that $4 and you say, how do I turn this 4 into 16? I do this by spending, on a camera, for example, that can return me thousands over time by one purchase of a camera. This Sony camera has, reaped thousands already. And it's just a small little decision to invest. And so you have to think about, how am I going to turn this dollar, multiply it by 4? Sorry to break it down, but
though it may have been accurate in many of those circumstances, I saw that as a challenge, and I knew in the back of my mind it would not always be like that. That's how you know we're living in different times. Because at that time, it was like, nah, bro, delegate. We were learning from people who had corporate.
Here's something. Okay, I'm pulling out the little nuances because people who aren't business people don't understand. We're told to delegate everything that isn't worth our time value. Let me go big screen for a second. So I know I'm making this into like a business seminar, but I can't not teach you stuff. It's just like in my DNA to teach you stuff. What you're told is to delegate things that aren't worth your time. So for example, if you're doing a task in your business and you're mixing a beat and your mixing is worth $50 an hour, anything that's not worth $50 an hour, you're taught to delegate, which does optimize your ability to mix records at $50 an hour. But what the problem is, if you're building a business and you want all these different pillars and different things, and you still want to be hands-on with the craft, that's not going to work. So you have to determine, where do you want to be hands-on? Do you want to be hands-on building businesses and acquiring businesses? Do you want to be hands-on with just mixing the records? Because if you do, you need to set up the business to where that's the highest value and everything else is below that value. Because technically the best mixing business is one that I delegate all the mixing opportunities that comes in to all my mixing engineers, but I don't get to have any fun mixing. And it defeats the whole purpose of building a mixing business if I can't mix myself. And so a lot of people are building these businesses that they don't find fun in because they're delegating the things that they find fun. And, I know Curtis King talks about video editing and how he fell in love with that and different things. And sometimes you guys don't realize that if you delegate too early, you're not going to have the skills for when the market goes down, for example, and you can't pay for a team. And now you have to do it by yourself. Now you're skillless because you just handed it off to somebody else. And that's a bad place to be in. It's during those times when you realize, oh crap, I needed to have these skills. I needed to sharpen my skills because I can't let this happen to where I have to get rid of a team and I have to do everything from scratch and I don't know how to do it. Okay, so that's why we're trying to teach you guys to skill up, because if you have to rely on other people, you're ultimately vulnerable, especially a lot of you guys who don't have contracts with your employees and all this type of stuff for if they leave and create competitive products.
Structures and systems, and that made sense for them. As creatives in 2023 that have the access to things like ChatGPT that can...
I want to tell you guys this. I'm trying to learn Python, which is a coding language. Last night, I told Curtis King this. I said, last night I was going back and forth with ChatGPT to learn Python. You know, what's an array? What's a list? You know, what is, I'm forgetting all the terms I have. Where'd I put them? You know, what's an integer versus a float? What's the difference between, control structures? You know, what are if else statements? What are loops? What are functions? What's mutable mean? What's immutable mean? What's an index? What's concatenate? If I'm saying that right, concatenate or concatenate. What is an operator? And ChatGPT was just giving me the gems. And the best part about ChatGPT is it words it to where you understand it, and it gives you the definitions to where you fully understand it. And it gives you examples, and it gives you practice code to learn in context. So what he's getting into is that not only can we learn from AI, but we can use it for our benefit. I'll shut up and let the video play for a second.
Create a sales page, a landing page,
let me run this back because
GPT that can create a sales page in 23.
So if you guys don't know ChatGPT, it's by a company called OpenAI. It could do a lot. It could teach you stuff. It could do stuff for you on your behalf, give you information. It could write content for you.
Access to things like ChatGPT that can create a sales page, a landing page, a website based upon our images, based upon our goals. We're living in a different time.
He's right, because you can literally tell ChatGPT. I have the paid version, so it's $20 a month, so that I don't, get those bottlenecks when everybody tries to hop on at the same time. And basically on ChatGPT, you could say, hey, write me a sales page for my sound pack. And it will give you all the sections of your website that you need to have. Your introduction, your headline, your social proof, your, demonstration of product, your, what else? Your email capture. It tells you all the single steps you need to have in a website. Then you can go to a website like durable.co, I think is the full website. And AI can even build you a website. So you don't even have to know code. You don't have to know anything. AI is working for you. And my point is, people are focused on the AI taking jobs. What this is allowing us to do is now be our best creative self. Because if my job is only to make music and AI is taking care of the websites, the content, the ideas, all the stuff that you hate, then doesn't that mean you get to make more creative stuff and have more fun? And that's how I like to look at AI, is basically it's building a team for you of robots that can do all the work that people don't even want to do anyway.
But it's not just artists that are rebelling against it. It's also teachers. Instead of letting students utilize it and figure out ways of how to advance their writing skills and let AI teach them, they're figuring out AI technology to combat and detect when students use it. There's a lot of areas that are not ready for what's happening, but I hope that anybody in this audience, even if you don't want to do it, that's fine, but I pray that you at least give it an ear. Because it's going to come a time where you cannot avoid it. You already can't avoid it. You've already been in interaction.
It's funny how people are so against AI. You guys have been using AI with your camera filters. You've been using it with the facial recognition. You've been using it on Google. You've been using it in your emails when it finishes the email for you. You guys just didn't realize because it wasn't a keyword. It wasn't a hot topic. You've been using AI. And I think if you have this hatred trying to defend yourself against AI, one, you're going to lose, because AI doesn't care about your human soul and what your values. It cares about the ultimate good in its eyes. And that's from the programmer who made the AI. So it doesn't matter how you feel about AI. What you need to understand is, how do you pivot and use AI for your benefit so that you get what you want and you're not in the back of the class trying to figure out what the heck happened and everybody else is flying around in cars that fly and you're still walking.
You've already had interaction with AI. You've already had it. I guarantee you. If you're on this live stream, you've absolutely had an interaction with AI. So to be against it, and it's like, damn it, bro, it's here. And why am I going so hard on that? Because as DIYers, man, it is a lot of shit we have to do. And it was so much harder to be a DIY. Back in my day, it was so much harder to be a DIYer because there was not all these tools like Even Canva, bro. We were making flyers and uploading them to PhotoBucket. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't no one-stop shop.
Wow, that's
it was
so
Photoshop.
Forgot about that.
It was no one-stop shop. It was Photoshop. Now Canva gives you access to graphic designers that otherwise our budgets would not be able to afford. And they gave us free templates to work with. Matter of fact, if you're in a place where you're saying, damn it, man, I wish I could have these drums, you're living in a time where that actual producer that you're a fan of may have a sound pack with Splice. It's special
Curtis
fucking
King
times
is a sound
right now.
pack on
Please
Splice.
recognize that. Please see it for the time we're living in. It is
And
a
on his
crazy
website.
time. It's a messed up time. A lot of crazy, bad things are happening, yes. But it's also a very special time that you could change you and your family's trajectory. And you don't have to be a superstar to do it. You don't have to be a rock star
That's
to
true.
do it. You just have to be efficient at doing whatever it is that you're doing. You will be.
So I want to pause it so it's not like the whole video going through. It makes a good point about being efficient is that with AI, I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm trying to prepare you because it's kind of like Noah's Ark. You know, if you don't prepare for the flood, you're going to get wiped out, just like all the creatures who weren't ready. And you have to find someone to follow, aka a Noah, so to speak, to find your way up on the ark so that when the flood comes, you're not a part of that financial flood, workforce flood. You know, I'm trying not to go into the weeds about it, but if they're pushing universal basic income, UBI, isn't the goal to take away all the jobs so that you rely on the government for income? That's the goal. What are they doing to speed this up? Create AI that takes your jobs. If you don't want to leave your jobs and get on universal basic income where they can control your thoughts, suggest to you what you want to do and control everything about you because they hold the reins. And this is why me and Curtis King teach you how to be independent and an entrepreneur, because we only answer to the creator. We serve our audience and we answer to the creator. There's no person who is cajoling, nobody, with the, what is it called? The little strings, the puppeteer strings. I forget what that's called. There's nothing like that. Marionette, I want to say. Strings, okay? And my point is, you guys have to realize if that's the goal of the United States, to keep everybody docile so that you don't rise up against anything that they want to do. And Ultimate Game in USA, I'm going to keep this short, is basically to just take as much of your money as possible. That's why workers get taxed the most. Inflation hits you the hardest. Your jobs are always at risk. You're always in the golden handcuffs. The goal is to get out of that because that's how they manipulate and control your emotions. And it leads to a lot of other stuff.
By the time that you've gone through this process of understanding what it means to embody skills to a level that allows you to be efficient at all of them, you're going to do damage. You're going to do damage. But a lot of people are going to miss this train.
And it's so sad because in music, we're already behind as far as technology and marketing and all these things. I mean, people push back against funnels. That's insane to me. I mean, it's fine to have funnels if you don't agree with the styles, but like all marketing is funnels, whether you have click funnels or not, it's all a big funnel. You have the top of the funnel, you have the mid part, and you have the bottom, the buyers at the bottom. You have full reach, you have leads, and then you have buyers. And so I'm like, if the music industry is pushing back against the funnel technology, which is helping them understand sales, this is really going to be a battle with AI because, again, you want people like myself to keep you informed about AI and keep you educated about what's about to happen and keep you ahead of the curve. But at the same time, part of the audience is like, why are you promoting this? AI is evil. AI is here to destroy us. Why are you promoting this? I'm trying to help you prevent metaphorical death. And you're scolding your teacher or your leader, trying to prevent you from actually metaphorically dying in business or your craft or whatever it is. I want to see everybody flourish. And the people who aren't ready are going to be wiped away. I know Christians talk about the rapture. This is basically the business rapture, where some people are going to be ready, some people aren't. Either you learn AI and you learn how to use it for a tool and use it to your benefit, or you're just going to be clueless and wiped out by people who know how to use it to where you get outperformed like crazy. GPT-4 is actually rumored to be released next week. And for those who don't know the difference between GPT-3 and 4, imagine Xbox, like the first Xbox playing Halo. It's cool, it looks 3D, but it's not like super HD. Now compare the first edition of Halo to the current Modern Warfare, which is on the Xbox, Xbox One. And it's super HD, it looks real. You can't even really distinguish, it's photorealistic. So that's like the elementary comparison. In true comparison, it's gonna be 100 times. So we're talking actually Super Mario when it was 2D on the Nintendo system versus the Xbox One where it's, you know, fully HD photorealistic. That's the true comparison between GPT-3 and GPT-4. And we're about to get a massive update with this AI to where it's going to get to a point where the AI is so smart that it's smarter than humans. Okay. And that's the part where we're all not sure what's going to happen. But until then, you guys got to learn how to use this stuff.
There's nothing that you can do about it. I just don't want it to be you. I don't think people realize how much of an advantage we have as independents. We don't have to run it by 6 or 7 people in our team before we make a move.
That's a good point.
It's just you and you. Make a move.
So that last point he made is very important because, again, you guys who aren't experienced don't understand what it's like to have a team. I've had multiple teams, tech teams, customer support teams, content teams, sound designer teams. I've had live event teams before. When you deal with people, there's going to be error. You just have to accept the error. You know, you have to accept that people are going to have an error. You have to be okay with 80% of your intent. You might go, okay, I want this thing to hit 10,000 a month. It might hit 8,000. You have to be okay with that. Okay, and that's just something you have to measure in with humans. Now with AI, when you give it targets, it's getting sharper and sharper and sharper to get to that goal. So if it has 10,000 whatevers, you know, it will probably hit 10,000 whatevers. And that's the difference between AI and having people. And the point that I'm trying to make in the last point, I actually want to show you my Discord real quick. Not my Discord, but our Discord, something real quick. And another thing with teams is that, you know, when you guys build your teams, whoever the teammates are, graphic people, video editing people, content people, whatever, is that not only the error thing, but you have to understand that these guys aren't as motivated as you are because you're getting all the benefit. If they feel like this is not their dream, not their purpose, they're not going to go all the way in with what they're offering to your business. And so it doesn't matter about the money that goes out the window from waste. You know, there's some people who just aren't going to put their whole heart into it. But AI doesn't have an emotion. So AI, look at this. Somebody just, I guess, Nipsey Hussle in heaven. Okay, somebody just made this with AI. They just typed in Nipsey Hussle in heaven, and this is what popped up. You guys can use this for your YouTube thumbnails, your beat like icons on your website. Okay, it's like a square image, so you can use that. And it kind of looks like Nipsey, but it's not Nipsey. But it kind of looks like him. You would think that was Nipsey Hussle, but it's like an artist rendition of Nipsey Hussle. And if AI can do this for you now, I don't know if you guys ever dealt with a graphic designer before, but trying to get a graphic designer to send you artwork could take a week sometimes, and you want a small revision. Now you got to wait another 3 days. It's like, do we really want to keep waiting and waiting and waiting, or do we just want AI to spit it out in minutes? So in our Discord, if you go to busyworksbeats.com/Discord, you can actually get AI to make stuff for you. I'm upscaling some of these images because they're so cool. But yeah, let me just type in something now. Let's type in what you do. You do /imagine, and then you type in what you want. So let's say island with dolphins, photorealistic. You might not be able to see it because my screen is a little lopsided. Let's go this way. Oh, you can't see it at all. Okay, let's do this. I didn't realize you guys couldn't see. My bad. So let's do that again. Okay, so here's some pictures with Nipsey Hussle. My bad. I'm not going to edit this video, so you guys got to deal with that staring at my forehead. Look at this one. Nipsey Hussle in heaven, somebody put. Okay, here's another one. Nipsey Hussle in heaven. Boom. Okay, so the AI is generating this in minutes. I'm going to do this in real time just so you guys see the power of AI. So this is your graphics team. Now you can send it to a graphic artist to make edits or just use this as a demo, whatever you want to do if you have a more specific idea. But as far as getting quick art out and just stuff that you need for online assets, why would you waste time going to a human to just create frustration for yourself, you know, and them too? They're probably doing something they don't really want to do. So I think AI is freeing up people from doing stuff that they truly don't want to do. Look at this one, a demon playing piano. Okay, so it can be artistic, it can be photorealistic. This one looks super crazy. It's just crazy what AI can think of. Okay, so let's tell it we want an island with dolphin, photorealistic. I'm going to tell it to, what else? Let's think of another one, Biggie Smalls. Okay, let's do another one where we're doing like rappers. Let's do Young Thug, Hair on Fire. And then let's do Travis Scott. Imagine Travis Scott on a roller coaster. Okay, now this is so refined because it's going through so many iterations that it learned how to chisel it down. So let me show you the process. When this thing gets started, I'm going to show you the process. But again, is AI here to threaten people's jobs? It's not the point of AI. The point of AI is to take away the grunt work that people truly don't want to do anyway, away from the equation to now people do what they love, and people have to skill up. The world needs people who are skilled. Okay, no more. Think about it in business. There's no more fluffy businesses anymore. You remember how many fluffy businesses there were in the 90s? Like t-shirt spraying companies with the airbrush. Everybody had a t-shirt airbrush spraying company. You can't get away with these bullcrap businesses anymore. You know, we're being forced to evolve. And I think that's the power of AI. This is going to make people fall in love with the craft again, the craft of learning art, the craft of learning music, the craft of whatever the thing is that you're trying to get good at. You know, it's way deeper than creatives having their jobs threatened. We're also talking about white collar jobs, lawyers, accountants, people who probably didn't love what they were doing anyway are going to be freed up of that work. Look at this Biggie Smalls thing. I keep scrolling around because there's so much good art on here. So it just created an island with dolphins. Okay, so this is what AI just generated. Looks creative. Young Thug with his hair on fire. Okay, and you can pick which version you like. So if you like version 2, which is in the top right, or version 4, which is in the bottom right, you can say upscale 2 with the U and then upscale 4 with the U4. Or what that was, yeah, that was Young Thug with his hair on fire. Look at the Biggie Smalls one. Top right looks probably the best. Bottom right looks the most classic. But all those look dope. Okay, so you could just type in this and upscale that to a bigger image. In seconds, you could have the art that actually looks good. And this is the art that people would make anyway. You know, they would make this stuff look. Now, this one looks kind of crazy. Travis Scott on a roller coaster. I would redo this one. This doesn't look the craziest. The top right one looks the goofiest. I'd probably use that one. But you can hit this little circle icon to redo it. So I wanted to show you guys in real time what you can do because this is just graphics. I have a whole nother video. I'll try to remember to link it below. But the video below is going to show you literally how to build a business using AI. Most of it is going to be ChatGPT, which can make contracts for you. It can make, website terms. It can make website content for you. It can write blog posts for you. It can show you how to map out your website. Then there's another website where you can use AI to build you a website from scratch. And it's just drag and drop editor type thing. That's called Durable. But there's so many tools you can use to where now you don't need this social media team. You don't need a social media manager. You guys can literally use the power of AI to do all this stuff for you. There's no more doing the stuff that you hate anymore. Now we can go further and further and further and deeper into the systems and how to set up AI to work for you. But I just wanted to show you guys like this is the tip of the iceberg as far as what AI can do. It's much bigger than pictures. Trust me. And for those who don't know, AI has been being used to sell stocks. Like they've been using algorithms to sell stocks forever. So AI is not new. It's just becoming more popular. And I think people are getting scared because they're starting to see, wow, I do have to evolve. I do have to level up. I do have to be skilled like Curtis King and BusyWorks Beats have been saying this entire time. So skill up, level up. If you want to learn more, go to premium.busyworksbeats.com. Subscribe to Curtis King. Peace.